This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred here in Moston with the European Super Featherweight Champion Zelfa Barrett. First of all, how are we?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Take me back to that moment. What an epic performance then.
We had a game plan, and we went out there to do what we had to do. We went out there to try and better a performance from a fellow fighter in my weight division, which I expect any fighter to do. If a fighter boxes a fighter and you're fighting him, you've got to better it. It's competition. This is why we're in the game. I believe they've done it, and we got a good performance.
Another win, another belt.
Yeah, another win, another belt. Just another one to add to the collection.
Yeah, he didn't really want to engage with you. In terms of the scorecards, I read them out to Pat early on. It was a star-studded performance by yourself, mate.
Yeah, one just get 119, one just get 120, I think one just get 118. You're right. He didn't really engage, so it's hard to stop someone who doesn't want to get stopped and will do anything in his will not to get stopped. And I was still aware of what he could do, so I was still looking and thinking like, right, he's still kind of dangerous, so I still need to get my wits about it, because I'm not European champion for a reason. Like, you're not like, you got to respect a fighter who's a champion. So I showed him that respect by just being wary and catching him, whatever. So but yeah, punch perfect performance. It would have been more perfect if I would have got stopped, but it's hard to stop somebody who don't want to be stopped.
Yeah.
And I was hitting him with some hard solid shots. He just didn't want to know. Thinking like around something, I broke his jaw, around 6 or something. He was upstairs in the thing, and obviously his jaw was broken. So it makes sense why he didn't want to engage. But yeah, man, credit to him. He stuck through. What a warrior he is.
You're in the gym today. You're in the gym every day. Pat said you're ready if there's a call come. We've had no information just yet when you're next out, but if a call's there, you're straight on and you're ready.
I'm ready, man. Boxing's a lifestyle, no matter what level you're at. Especially at these top levels now, where I can fight a 2 for my world title fight. I'm winning the world title, so instead of starting camp unfit, I'd rather start camp fit, and then it makes things easier because we can just polish on certain things, sharpening our knives, and then trying to get fit, or then trying to do certain things. You know what I mean? We're just ready just to like bam, go. Keeping the sprints up, staying in the gym, still learning, doing circuits. I'm in shape still. I'm in shape now because I've just stayed in the gym, and I'll reap the rewards from it when it comes to fight camp, because things will be easier, and there won't be as much stress on my body.
You have been quite vocal. You said that we've not seen the best in you. Will you beat Pats and get the world title in the end?
I believe I will. The fight I had against Kurbanov, that was just I'm a lot better fighter than that. Against Bruno Turimo, I'm a better fighter than that. I hurt my hand, so I couldn't really open up on him. But like, there's a reason why people rave about me, and like all these world champions there, like a year ago, was using me for sparring, because I'm yet to get that fight, or to bring the bestest out of me. Because obviously now I'm at the level where these guys are going to try and hit me, so they have to hit me to win. So that's going to bring the best out of me, my counter punching, and certain things I do. So and like, I've got a nutritionist on board for the last 2 fights. So my performances have been my best performances. The performances before that they've been good, but they're not been my best because of my own fault of not having a nutritionist, not being able to put the stuff back in my body, doing things that I think I know. Where like now, I've got a nutritionist on board, like it's a level playing field in my head. Like, I give all these guys a head start because I was just winning on sheer heart, grit and talent. Nutrition was not even...
No. Where
like, nutrition is a big part of it, because if you've not got the right fuel in your body, or the right things in your body, you won't be able to, perform. Like a Ferrari, you need to put the right petrol or fuel in the Ferrari, or you won't perform the way it should do. I've got Peter Bell, my nutritionist, working wonders, and the performances have shown I can fire at all cylinders through the right nutrition, and that's the one thing I was lacking. And when I look at my body, from previous fights to my last 2 fights, I look full, I look filled, my muscles look filled, I look different. You know, look, when I compare my body to Kiko, when I boxed Kiko, and I compare my body to Bruno, and you know, my last fight, it's Kirby, I'm like 2 different body types. My muscles look flat, like they look filled, and so there's no mistake of anyone, it's only mine. So now it's a level playing field now, so you know, we just keep moving.
Have you got the credit for winning the European title? It seems that the European title, I spoke to Pat just now, is not the same as it once was.
No, you know, it's still a big achievement. Some fighters come to boxing and don't win nothing. They win a WBC International, they win an English title, British title. I'm the European champion. Like, that's a step you have before going to the world title. You know what I mean? So some people avoid the European route because there's some fights that could be too hard at that way, where they could fight another person for the WBA International and put them into a certain ranking to fight for a world title. And they won't fight the European champion because he's dangerous. So you know, it's a big achievement, and I feel like in British boxing, like, you see the Americans, they rave about talent and rawness and skill, and where British boxing's not like that. They rave about blood, sweat, cuts, you know, being in a brutal one-on-one fight. Like, they don't really, only the proper boxing connoisseurs, people that appreciate boxing and know boxing, will appreciate my performance because it was punch perfect. It was good. It was boring. That's when you know someone performs, when they're not getting hit and hitting and it just looks boring. But to people that know boxing, it's not boring. It's like, wow, look what he's doing, look at his footwork, look at his way he's moving, look at his distance, look at his eye. Like, I rave about stuff like that because I love boxing. I love to watch like talented fights. When I watch Crawford and I think, wow, is anybody watching this? Look what he's done to Jeff Horn. His distance, boom, he's spinning, and you know, like, so I don't believe I get the credit, you know, because I work in a bloodbath, you know, but other fighters will give me the credit. So other fighters that watch it and other trainers that watch it, they know I'm nothing to be played with. Because I know other fighters will be watching, you know, and we all nitpick some other fighters. They'll be watching like, oh, that's a good move, I'll steal that. I do it with the Americans, like your Crawfords and whatever, and your old school Sugar and Leonards. Oh, I just nick this, so, you know, it is what it is. I just know where I'm going, and I know they'll be raving about me when I'm world champion or when I'm in a certain fight and I've done something. They're like, wow, because it's not regular what I'm doing. Not everybody can do it. It just looks easy because I practice it and sharpen it and practice it and sharpen it, so I make it look easier. Sweeney Edwards, the things he does, all the fast twitch fibers he does, whatever, it's not easy, but he makes it look easier. You know, get another fighter professional to try and do that. They'll do it for rounds too, then they'll end up getting caught. So the things I'm doing, the catch shooting, the distance and making things looking easy, it's not easy. It's not easy, you know, and that's where people get twisted of. Not giving me the credit I deserve. It's only he's running or he's just doing whatever. You do it. I'll get your fighter to do it. What's how much they struggle, you know. So because it went really a bloodbath, and you know it was just a one-sided competitive fight. It was a competitive fight because when you put him in with someone else, he will perform. I just shut him out. So you know, it is what it is. But you don't cry over spilled milk. I just keep doing what I'm doing. I just keep performing, and I won't even speak on it. You just ask me a question, I'll just be like, yeah, just an honest opinion.
Are you frustrated with the promotional team? How you've been promoted? You're not, you've not come from the amateur scene. You've not gone for the GB system. Not boxed the Olympics. You unfortunately lost your quarterfinals. I think it was in the ABAs. You know, so you've not gone through that regular path. I was speaking to Pat, and he's brought you up through the hard way because you've not got that. You know, you've not been through the GB system and not already had that Commonwealth Games and all the rest of it. Are you, frustrated with how you've been promoted by your team?
Not even. You know, this is just the way. This is my route. I didn't go through the amateur pedigree, you know, and that puts them on that pedestal. So they've done what they've had to do to get to reap the rewards on that bit. Where I in my own way, like I've been in the gym since I was 6. I've been with the great Brian Hughes. I've been taught to be a professional from the age of flipping 12. We just Scott Quiggs in the gym, Robbie Reeds, Mike Jennings, Thomas McDonough, Matthew Wall, Reece Roberts. I've been in the gym with all these guys, professionals, British champions since I was a kid. I've been do or dies, 4 rounders with pros. I'm having to go 2 rounds, and the last 2 it's like, I'm just getting outmanned. So I've had all my learning and all that route in the gym as a young man, as a teenager. So me turning pro was just like, this is why I was icing these journeymen, because I was already ahead. I knew what I had to do. I wasn't trying to adjust from being a good amateur to slowing things down, to turning my shots over. I was already doing that as an amateur. I was knocking people out in the amateurs, cold. So, that's the route, that was my path. And I've come up the way. Fighting on my Uncle Pat shows, low budget shows at the beginning then, and I thank my Uncle Pat for it, Pat for promotions, coming up that route, then getting my opportunity to fight on TV, then smashing it on TV, then people thinking, man, he's a good fighter, and then, so I don't like discredit that. That's just the way my career went, and I'm knowing not where he's going, but like the fighters that are been that way, that's good for him, but they're not better than me. They can go Commonwealth Games, they can do all this, they can do all that, but are they better than me? Are they European champion? No. That's just the route that that's just the route they went through. Yeah. And that's just credit to them. But where it matters in the professional ranks, look, we're different. We're totally different. Like I said, I didn't get selected for no GB. Do
you think that, because obviously now it mentioned the GB in terms of nutrition, that's something that you learn within GB. You get all that training. Now you're now taking that up, and it will give you so much more in your fights. But do you think that not going through that pathway, coming up through these, like you said, low budget shows with Uncle Pat and going up the hard way, do you think it gives you that a little bit more?
No, I'd just say that it made me like appreciate the position I'm in now. You get me, like, because look at these guys, man. They get the opportunity and they just get brushed. Like, they beat these journeymen, looking good on TV, and then when they get put in with a real dude, they're getting draws, and then they're getting brushed and getting stopped. And so I think to myself, like, I've had my test at the beginning. I boxed a guy called Jamie Quinn twice, but the first time I boxed him, I only just beat him in the amateurs, like 6 months ago, in the quarterfinals or something. Now I'm fighting this dude who's really trying to beat me, because I just beat him, and he took the journeyman route because he can't really sell tickets. So it's like I've had my test from young coming through. I beat a guy called Ishmael Anwar, knocked him out. He's a cool guy. But he boxed a guy for the Central Area lightweight title and he should have won. The week after he's fighting me, he tried to beat me. Sparked him. So I've been having my little tests, my little battles behind the scenes. So I was ready for the big stage. I was ready to fight these guys because I've been tested. So professional boxing and amateur boxing is 2 different ball games, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's credit to getting the GB and what an achievement it is, But if there's kids out there that never got on GB or aren't on it, don't feel like it ain't the end of the world, because it's competition there, and you don't want to be the elite of your competition. You want to be the best of the competition. But it's not the end of the world if you're not, because my Uncle Pat never went into no GB. Guy was just knockouts are just frightening. They're frightening. You know what I mean? He just got taught and schooled well. I never went to no GB. I'm ahead of most of them guys that have been in GB.
There's no date, but can you give us any inclination in what's next of you?
Just training, think waiting on a date, waiting for Steve Wood and Eddie, to confirm a certain date, but I'm just staying ready and I'm just staying focused.
I can't have you here again without talking about the big fight in Jeddah, Usyk AJ. If you were in AJ's position, a hypothetical question, how would you beat Usyk?
He probably has his game plan, what he's got to do and whatever, but I just feel like just push it all over him, just ruin him. Usyk's great at what he does, his boxing ability, he's great at what he does. But he's shown he can take a few when he gets hit to the body, gets hurt a bit and whatever. So AJ could just be terrible, just be flipping. What I mean by terrible, just go in there and just brutalise him. Go try and snatch his soul. Don't try and outbox this dude, because he's one of the best boxers, like boxing ability wise. Like look what he done at cruiserweight, beating these guys at ease. Like just his style, his southpaw style. Like you gotta give him his credit. So I feel like you just put it on him, just try and swarm him, make Usyk bring the best Usyk out of himself. Because obviously, if AJ puts it on him, Usyk will have to find his distance, his timing, his whatever to try and get the best out of him. So try and disturb that. You get me? And just put it all over him intelligently. You've got the power to knock anybody out, AJ.
And another fight which has been announced at the press conference on Friday, Eubank Ben, again, just get your thoughts on that one. Is that something that you would do to go up or down that sort of weight?
I don't know. I'm on my own path, so I'm Zelfa Barrett. I'm not Pat. So I'm me. They're making a lot of money. The most important thing is the securing the family and themselves. So you got to give him credit for that. Aside anything else, like this is why we're in this sport, to be the best and to earn as much money as we can, and they're doing that. So credit, you got to give man credit for that. Like, don't disregard, but that's great. But then,
how does it end in your opinion? Where does it go?
It's a good fight. Eubank's obviously a bigger fighter than Ben, but Ben has power and he has the good movement, and it's a good fight. It's all about game plans. Who can execute the game plan in the work and in the gym, in the fight, under the bright lights. And that's who will win. I just believe it's that kind of a fight. You could say, yeah, but Eubank's been in the ring with bigger fighters, better opponents, and this, that, the other. And you can say, well, Ben is improving, he's getting better and better, and he didn't have to kind of not kill himself, but everybody, if making weight is a struggle. If you're not struggling at really making the weight, then you're not the right weight. And that's just, speaking truth really. Any fighter will probably say that. But so he didn't have to beat himself down to a weight category. I don't know if he's struggling with that. I'm just assuming that he didn't have to do anything. So he can be there vibrantly, boom, full of energy. He's super fit anyway. So's Ben. So's Eubank. But it might just possess him even differently because he's not had to make weight. He can eat what he wants. He's flipping having breakfast a day at the weigh-in. Like he's just on point and on fire. So whoever executes the best game plan, I believe will win.
Thanks to Boxing Social, Zelfa, and we'll catch up soon once we get an announcement on your next fight, mate.